Hello, so the topic I chose was depression. Andrew Solomon basically takes us through his life of when he was suffering from depression. He battled it for years and now he's in a better place. So he's telling us about his story and his journey on battling depression. Also, the podcast talks about how people view depression and how depression pretty much isn't really considered an illness. Like, it's considered an illness, but a lot of people don't take it as an illness because it's something that is in your head and your mind. So most people can't understand why people get to that point to where they aren't able to do anything or get up or, you know. Um, I chose this topic because I have suffered from depression. Still currently suffering from depression. I have my good moments and I have my bad moments. But I've been battling depression for a couple years now. Um, I've had like a lot of trauma that kind of made me depressed, and I have not gotten over it. So, um, yeah, that's why I just had to choose depression because I wanted to learn about other people's stories with dealing with depression and how they dealt with it and stuff. And that was kind of something that I wanted to talk about in my project. What interests me about depression is just knowing other people's point of views and their stories and what they've been through while battling depression. Because some people attempt suicide, some people don't, and I just like to know how other people deal with it on a daily basis. Um, what surprised me about learning about depression in a TED Talk is that there are more people out there that want to open up about their depression and their stories more than people think. A lot of people don't understand the concept of depression, and it's harder for people who have battled depression come out because some people when they see someone that's depressed, like they see, like, give an example, their house, some people houses during their depression is like horrible, like, it's really bad, it's dirty everywhere and stuff. People call that lazy and disgusting and stuff, but really you don't know what's going on in that person's head, their mind. You don't know what they're battling, and most of them are very depressed and don't have the motivation to clean up or do anything. So it just shocks me at how people don't understand depression and don't try to understand depression. It's something that's common nowadays, and it's, well, more common because people are talking about it more, and I feel like everybody should be educated on it. I believe that all my questions was answered in the podcast. Everything that I gained from the podcast basically covered every and any question that I had about depression, because the way he explained it was really good and really easy to understand. So there was not really many questions that I had after watching the podcast. Um, how would this help um, your future career? I feel as if this will help my future career because learning more about depression and how to deal with it can better your career in different ways, especially if you want to go into the business side of, business side. You want to know how to help your employees with mental health and everything. It's one thing to say Mental Health Awareness Month, and there's another to actually take action towards it and actually do something about it. A lot of jobs now, they just put up a little poster with paper saying mental health awareness month, and then that's it. That's all. They don't actually do anything, take action, or even try to figure out if any of their employees are battling depression, anxiety, anything like that. They don't. They just put up a piece of paper and call it a day and just go on with their lives. And I feel as if that's like not enough. You have to actually take action towards it. Maybe not, you don't have to be around that person all the time, or you don't have to be basically following them around, but you can at least ask, hey, how are you doing mentally, whatever. Just try to like help more and not just ignore it. It can also help understanding mental health for yourself in a future career, because you can know that your feelings aren't invalid. You can that if your employees are mentally healthy, then they'll work more efficient. Because I know for me personally, battling PTSD, depression, it's harder to work, to do anything really. And if I was mentally like okay, I would be doing my work more efficient. I still do my job good, but I could be doing it better if I wasn't so mentally drained or anything. I feel as if I would be able to do a better job and more efficient job. When someone's mentally ill, it's harder for them to function like a regular normal person, because it's 10 times harder to get out of bed or to get dressed, whatever, or even eat sometimes. So if you're mentally well, you can get stuff done and you can do your job better, and it's just overall better. So I feel like learning about mental health, being educated about mental health, just be more aware of mental health in general, especially in careers later on in life. It's always going to be a win. It's always going to be better, because mental health is more important than anything. If you're not mentally well, that's worse than being physically sick, in my opinion. So.